I'd like to introduce our next act, but frankly, I don't know who he is. He just kind of appeared.
Over the centuries, humans have worshipped many gods. The Egyptians had Osiris, Anubis, Ra. The Greek had Zeus, Poseidon, Aphrodite. The Romans, well, they had the same ones, but with different names. Just don't tell them that. The Aztec had Tlaloc, Quetzalcoatl, and whatever. Even today, different gods are worshipped in different parts of the world. Followers of Hinduism worship Shiva, Vishnu, and Shakti. Followers of Islam worship Allah and the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. In America, we worship Kim Kardashian and the Canadian god Justin Bieber. Many people like to think that followers of different religions are following different paths up the same mountain. If you were able to literally walk up this metaphorical mountain, what you would find at the top of this mountain would be the one, the only, the God.
I don't like that explanation. Sorry, I don't. One mountain, many paths, lots of hiking, blah, 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 blah. I just do not like that metaphor. Presume that you have a blender, and in this blender, you put every single deity that is worshipped and has ever been worshipped in the history of humanity. And then you hit puree. When you pour out that delicious blend, what comes out is me, the God. Not just a God, but the God. It's simple, eh? Think of me as the God bundle. A one-stop God shop for all your divinity needs. Pretty convenient, eh? You must admit. Now, I know that some of you are wondering, why is God Mexican? Eh? Right? Am I right? And I know this because I know everything. And also because I'm looking at your faces right now going, what's going on? Hey, Brian, is the immigration problem reaching terrible proportions? No. For those of you that are asking yourselves, why is God Mexican? I will ask you, why not is God Mexican? Huh? Don't be racist. Of course God can be Mexican. Mexican. On top of that, we have a bunch of skeptical, free-thinking, humanist, agnostic, bright atheists that have the cojones to say that I may not even exist. Well, that ends tonight. Tonight it ends because they say that seeing is believing. And I think it's time that you all had a pick. So at least you'll get to see me, and I will not feel as guilty about condemning you all to hell. Eh? Ruben, to the Batmobile. Satan's player. Okay. Yes. Here I am. Yes. Let's start first things first. Why don't you, who wants to buy me a drink? Anyone? You want to buy me a drink? We'll talk about that later, but you know what? Don't trouble yourself. I'm actually prepared for this. I can take care of myself. I'm a big boy. I know how to travel, so I can take care of this. And, when I was going to buy this liquor, I didn't know if I should pay with gold, with incense, or with myrrh. Which, in case you don't know, those are the three gifts that the wise men brought for Jesus on Christmas. And it's hard to use them as currency, really, because, first of all, no one ever has change for gold. No one really knows what myrrh is. And so I had to use incense, which is good because it was burning a hole in my pocket. Oh, no, I'm kidding. No, really, I didn't have any incense because I had already burned through that. I could have paid with that, but instead I paid with a car freshener, green, shaped like a pine. Because some people, I could have paid with incense. Instead, I paid with a car freshener. Because some people like to pay with dollars. I like to pay with cents. If you don't like that joke, sir, this is going to be a very long night for all of us. So yeah, you need to drink some more too. As a matter of fact, everybody, let's, the drinkier the audience gets, yes, the funnier the comedians get. So let's all celebrate tonight, my people. Raise your glass and in celebration of fermentation, distillation, and the human capacity for inebriation. You are welcome, by the way, you are welcome. Woo! Some people call it tequila. I call it holy water. And some people also say that I drink like Bacchus, the god of wine and winemaking, also known as Dionysius. But guess what? I am Bacchus. Did you understand that? Was that clear on the video that I am like all of the gods put together into one tiny Mexican? That's understandable, right? So before we proceed, now I want to make sure that we all... Well, yes, so it is me. I am here. And you don't believe in me. That's okay. I still love you. I still love you. Because I gave you a brain, right? So what did I expect? Now the question is, what can I do to prove to you that it is me, the one true God? So I was thinking about this last night in my hotel room. What can I do to demonstrate to these highly skeptical people? And I thought, well, maybe I'll walk on water. I can do that. I can walk on water for like a second or so, and then I start to sink really, really quickly. Well, see, what happens is that as soon as I step on the water, my body starts accelerating downwards at a speed of 9.8 meters per second squared. Minus deduction sum for water resistance. And the other thing that happens, I tried it in the pool right here. As soon as my foot touches the water, my body starts experiencing an upward buoyant force equal to the weight of the fluid that my body is displacing. You're looking at me like you're skeptical. I didn't see this. This was Archimedes. About the year 250 BM. Before me. I'm not making it up. But maybe if you are a hard crowd to convince, maybe that's not too impressive. My possessions, I should talk about my possessions. Would you believe that I own a chunk of the Death Star, autographed by Spock? And if you understand how impressive that possession is, your nerd level is to warp 9. And I love you. Let's stay away from possessions. I don't want to impress you with my possessions. I would rather impress you with my actions. So, for example, you still look skeptical, man. You're still like, what actions? What actions? You don't think I do anything with my days? That I spend all day just napping, eating chimichangas, I take in la siesta? Because I'm Mexican? No. Don't be racist. Just this morning, to prove it to you. Sir, did you hear today, anywhere in the news, anything about the giant earthquake that destroyed San Francisco? You missed it. You are welcome. Well, obviously it was me who stopped it. Who else would have stopped that thing, man? You guys, you have no idea. Now, to be honest, I don't spend all my time preventing this kind of disasters. No, I do other stuff. Lately, I have been making more matches in Christian Mingle. And it's not something that I do full time either. It's just something that I do to pass the time. When I'm waiting for my Pop-Tarts to pop, I'm just like... And then, to be honest, I don't really answer that many prayers anymore. Not since we hired the call center. We started outsourcing our prayers to the call center, which good news is now, every prayer that we get from India, they have no problem understanding our call center reps. Because, of course, my call center is in New Delhi, you know. At 250 rupees an hour, or $2 an hour, no one can beat those prices. Even the angels can't pull off that miracle. So even though I do spend a large portion of my time preventing disasters, I don't catch them all. And I'm sorry for that, I really am. But no, that for every large disaster that I don't catch, it happens for one of two reasons. One, I was already busy preventing an even bigger disaster. Or two, I was drunk. One of the two, but it's understandable, is what I'm saying. You know. Now, the other important thing, and I catch them, I'm getting a little better now, because ever since they showed me how to set alerts and reminders on my iPhone, I'm getting a lot better at stopping these disasters. And by the way, speaking of prized possessions, my iPhone, autographed by Steve Jobs. Last week! No, and I'm sad to report, this does not mean that Steve made it to heaven. He did not. You cannot pay $17 a month to a million Chinese working in your suicide plants or iPhone assembly lines and expect to go to heaven. No, you don't. And don't laugh too hard. Mystery is this. If you have an iPhone yourself, you will probably be sharing a cubicle with Steve down there, so it's just something that happens. But what I'm trying to tell you is that Steve, even though we sent him to hell, he has already hacked himself into heaven 3 times. Last Tuesday, I was walking around in my cloud, and I catch him sitting on my computer, surfing the interwebs, without my permission, again. So I was about to destroy him with a bolt of lightning, but he distracted me. And, you know, Steve, he's good at that. He's good at the brain manipulation. And he started giving me a sob story about how the Wi-Fi down there sucks. Like, of course, I only get 1.5 megabits per second to share. It's hell, after all. So. Then he started complaining about my Windows 8 PC, and I said, listen, that's not my fault. It came preloaded. That one I had nothing to do. I didn't want Windows 8. I even tried to call Bill Gates to complain about that one. And his assistant told me that he didn't have time for me. And in that case, what can I do? His cloud is a lot bigger than my cloud. So I'm just telling you. But anyway, the point is that I'm telling you, and then Steve tells me to chill. To chill. He said, listen, Steve, you were the one that broke into my cloud. Literally. Again. And then you got on my computer. Again. He figured out that my password was Jesus. Which, by the way, don't use your children's names as passwords. It's not a good idea. And don't use their birthdays either, because my previous password was 01010001. And he figured that one out too. I think because it looked binary to him or something. It was easy. So anyway, I said, Steve, why on earth or heaven should I not send you straight to hell right now? Not to chill, but to burn. And Steve said, because you forgot to delete your internet history. Again. Okay, Steve, okay. You say nothing, I say nothing, okay? Stupid interwebs history, am I right? It's nothing but a nasty trial of disgusting evidence of your innermost secrets. This is something that nobody needs. And you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. Don't pretend you don't know what I'm talking about. I guarantee you, hold on. If I borrow your computer right now, and I go in the Googles, and I type the letter T, the first suggestion is going to populate teens wearing short shorts. Guaranteed! I know everything, and we all know it's true. If I type the letter A, it's going to say Asians, teens, wearing short shorts. Guaranteed, he knows it. If I type the letter X, the first suggestion is going to be X-rays of teen Asians wearing short shorts. Which at that point to me, it doesn't make any sense, because if it's an X-ray, who cares if it's an Asian or wearing short shorts, you know? But don't worry, we are not judging your nasty, disgusting interests. No one is judging them. I'm not judging. Even it's my job, and I don't judge. Don't worry about it. Just keep something in mind. Think of Nana up there. Yes, she's watching. Yes, she's been watching all the time, and it's not fun. You know, I saw her on Sunday. She was on her cloud, knitting around, and she saw you, and she was like, again. So keep that in mind, and that goes for all of you, by the way. Before you go on the interwebs, I want you to please think of all your dead relatives before you start clicking your mouse, because it is something that you're going to have to deal with. And what can I say? If you do not deal with, you're going to come face to face with this, is what I'm saying. Now, I'm about ready to get out of here and let you enjoy the rest of your night. But what kind of God would I be if I didn't do a little healing? And I think I can do some healing, but I'm going to need some of your help. Just your help for a little bit. When I go like this, wiggle hands, I want you all to wiggle your hands. And you don't have to be as passionate as me. You can just or you can go like this, it's okay too, it's cool. But at the same time, I want you to emit, it's an angelic, celestial moan. Something that goes like this. Alright? So let's practice. If I go like this, you got it, perfect. I like it. And then I'm going to need a special help from this table right here. When I point at you, this table, all of you, really loud, I want you to say, such is the power of the God. Alright, let me practice. If I point, such is the power of the God. We got it. Oh, we're going to heal some people tonight. Alright, now the last thing we need is just a nasty, disgusting, decrepit, deceased individual. Any leprosy out there? Any bubonic plague? No?
I got it.
So, I know what you have. I know you.
You did it.
You asked for it, and you know what's on your interweb system, so I'm not judging. So what you have to do is this. You may not have anything, something, you're going to have a hangover soon. I can So for you, my friend,
Yeah.
I have to recommend acetyl salicylic acid, a great analgesic to relieve minor aches and pains, a great antipyretic to reduce fever, great at controlling inflammation. The main ingredient was discovered from the bark of the willow tree by Edward Stone in 1763 and was synthesized by Felix Hoffman in 1897.
Such is the power of the gods.
You are welcome. No, and I don't have the aspirin myself. I'm not. You can buy it at the store over here. I am not giving you a fish. I am teaching you how to fish. One last one. I still feel the power. Did you eat all your cake tonight? Yes. I see an upset stomach in your future. For you, I upset bismuth salicylic. Great for nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea, and other minor discomforts of the stomach and the intestinal tract. Invented by a doctor in New York in 1901, named Pepto-Bismol in 1919, and renamed, purchased by Procter & Gamble in 1982.
Such is the power of the gods.
Very good, thank you. All right. I feel better. In closing, I got to say, the only reason why I came down from heaven was to help people believe. Because faith and religious affiliation have been steadily declining. So I figured, I'll go down there for a few days, maybe hit a couple of nightclubs, maybe show my face on a piece of toast, and that would be it. No! Turns out that seeing is not believing. Because no one believes me. And not only that, my plan has completely backfired. Because not only have I not convinced any of you skeptical, free-thinking, agnostic, humanist, bright atheists into believing in me, I have also met Muslims, Christians, and Jews that after meeting me have stopped believing. So, congratulations, atheists. Numbers in your organizations must be really growing. Because I have been to many places. And I have met many people. And according to my calculations, everyone in the planet is an atheist. You are welcome! Thank you, buenas noches.
Raul Martinez, aka the